What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time. The channel name is Desire is Fire, and on today's good piece of news that I want to bring to you, there are actually a few things that I came across on goodnewsnetwork.org. I came across actually so many, but I don't want to brush on every single one because then I'm just basically repeating more or less the stories that they have on there for the entire day or the last few days. Last couple days on goodnewsnetwork.org. So as I always say, I definitely recommend going there and checking it out. It's always really uplifting, but there are so many awesome stories on there right now. One of them is that they have actually, or they're about ready to put humans on a trial to test a new artificial kidney transplant to see how that goes for them. So that's definitely promising news for the future in medicine if that does work out, or whatever they need to do to change things or add things. I don't understand all that much about medicine, but whatever they need to do to get that going, that's awesome that they're going after that. So there's that story. There's also the story of a man who hiked up to the top of Mount Hood, to the summit, and sadly, his intentions, according to the story, were that he wanted to hike to the top and then commit suicide. But when he got to the top, he changed his mind, which is awesome that he changed his mind. But then he could not get down by himself. He actually had to call for rescue. And when I believe it might have been the National Guard, but when they flew out there to get him, the Chinook actually did a maneuver where it landed just the rear part of the helicopter against the mountainside so that he could get on it. So the rear wheels were actually touching the mountain, were essentially kind of landed on the mountain so that they could do this rescue for him. But from the steep incline, the rear propeller was like at chest height instead of above the head, so of course they had to move around, or however they had to do that to get into the helicopter. But that was also awesome news. There's a bus driver who saw a blind man trying to cross the street. I believe it was in a work zone. I just briefly skimmed through all these stories because there were so many good stories. But he just completely stopped driving for a moment to help this blind man cross. So there's always awesome stories of courage, of kindness, of advances in medicine, whatever somebody puts their mind to do, and you see all these things come to life, and it's awesome to read about or to hear about all the time. It's insane, the unlimited power and potential that we all have been given and that we all have within us, and it's very important to always recognize that and never doubt it. That is one of the basic foundation blocks of this channel, is the law of attraction. And like I said, the unlimited power and potential that we have within ourselves. It's important to feel gratitude about that and to recognize that power that's in you. Once you start thinking of limits, you're only limiting yourself, because the only limits that we have, and I firmly believe this, I've heard the quote, everyone just about has heard the quote, I'm sure, but the only limits that we have are the ones that we choose to recognize ourselves. And I'm sure I'm paraphrasing there a little bit. But anyway, on today's video, what I want to talk to you guys about is our attitude. And I was reading about it in one of the books I've been reading, The Magic of Thinking Big. But it's very important to realize where our attitude is lying toward anything. If it's toward work, if it's toward a relationship, if it's toward life, if it's toward finances, there's countless things that we could be worried about, but it shouldn't be a worry, just anything that we're thinking about. But what's your outlook on it? What is your attitude on it? And that truly does determine where you go with things, where you're dwelling on with your attitude. Because, as a lot of us have come to realize, and as we've heard, your thoughts, they start attracting what you want in life. The thoughts that you're really holding on to, that you're really dwelling on, and that you're holding to that belief and that faith. Even if you don't at first have the belief, like I've said several times, make believe until it starts turning into belief and then have faith in it. But then it's the feeling that really starts pulling it into your life. So, feeling can have so much to do with attitude. If you're feeling good about something, then be enthusiastic about something. Enthusiasm is very contagious. So, whatever you're doing at work, at home, at the gym, whatever it is, do it with as much enthusiasm as you can. Forgive me for saying this, but don't half-ass it. Go after it with everything you've got. If it's something that it's not necessarily like you really have to go after, if you're just doing your job, do it with a smile. Do it with a friendly face. Do it with positivity. Don't throw a drag no matter how boring or whatever it may sound. Be grateful you have a job. Be grateful that you have job security at your job. There's always things to think of that will keep you uplifted. There's always the bright side in anything. So your attitude can determine so much in your life, in your day, your week, your month, and it can really give you direction toward where you are going. So keep your attitude as great as you can and always be mindful of it. Just take a step back, focus in, be present with yourself and with the day and what is going on, and realize where your thoughts and feelings are and where your attitude is, and see if you basically need an attitude adjustment. Hopefully you don't, but all of us have days where we're a little bit off, but just be aware of your attitude and also how you're coming across to others. But be aware of it for yourself, because that is what you are basically attracting, and where your day, week, month, life, as I've said, where that's all headed if you don't change it. If you don't need to change it, great, then keep it up. Keep up that great attitude. Those great thoughts and feelings will follow. But just thought I'd share that idea with you guys. Just always keep it in mind, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment below or any suggestions. I always welcome your comments, as I always say. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Thanks again for watching.